Hello and welcome to Marianski March 2023, where every day in March we make a sausage recipe out of one of Adam and Stanley Marianski's books. Last year we did home production of quality meats and sausage, which I think is one of the best sausage books out there still. It gives you the how and why behind what you're doing in sausage making. But this year we're doing recipes out of the new book, 1001 Greatest Sausage Recipes, which is a gift to us sausage makers and meat enthusiasts. Adam and Stan have traveled across Europe and North America for the last 20 years compiling recipes, and they put it all into this jumbo book. What's even better is Stanley has sent me 5 copies to give away to you guys over the course of the month, and all you got to do to get qualified is leave a comment in the videos and I'll find you and I'll send you a copy if you're one of the lucky winners. So, without any further ado, let's get into 1001 Greatest Sausage Recipes by Adam and Stanley Marianski. Hello and welcome to another episode of Marianski March, where we're making you yet another fermented sausage product. Lots of fermented sausage products this year because we picked them all around them between 0 or 1 and 1001, because it's 1001 Greatest Sausage Recipes by Stan Marianski, which is down in the link below. But today's sausage is the Loukaniko Pitsilas. Didn't get that right, I bet, and the people from Cyprus, if there's anyone from Cyprus watching this, will let me know down in the comments, but I apologize. I'm on the other side of the world, in Canada. Loukaniko Pitsilas is produced in the area of Pitsilia in Cyprus, without the addition of any preservatives, nitrates, or phosphates. The health inspectors, they're losing it. They're losing it this season. Flavor enhancers or any other additives. Salting, marinating in wine, adding spices, and smoking the meat are important stages of the preparation process. The sausage was awarded the PGI certification on October the 2nd or the 10th of February 2021. So that means it's protected geographically. So this has to be made, to get a legitimate Loukaniko Pitsilas, you have to get it made in a particular area of Cyprus. Pitsilia, Cyprus. So this one isn't going to be PGI certified, but it's still going to be pretty good. This one's neat. It's got a lot of wine. That's, I think, what's going to, where the bacteria are going to take over and make this a safety product, maybe, if I get it right. So we're going to grind all the meat through a 1/4-inch plate. We're going to spice and wine and dine, not yet, the meat for 3 days. The meat's going to be kind of submerged in this for 3 days. Then we're going to stuff it and poke holes in it so that can leak out the wine. Now, it says in the description from below, the wine should be red and dry, which this one is. It's red and dry. From the vineyards growing vines of the local Mavro variety that is predominant in the area. Well, they didn't have any wine from Cyprus in Rimby, and I didn't trek out further than that. So I was in the liquor store and I Googled what the closest country was, and I got some wine from Botswana, which is hundreds of kilometers away, hundreds of miles away, but it's the best I could do in little old Rimby. So the people in Cyprus would not be impressed with us today, but it's a dry red wine, so it's going to be similar. Don't tell them I said that. All right, here we go. Plate's ready, pork's cold. Grind it through one time. Here we go. Ooh, look at that yummy pork. So, and the fat content on this one is supposed to use 250 grams of straight pork back fat to lean pork, but I just picked out some pork trim that's pretty close to 25% fat. Looks like it's going to make some sausage. Okay, we're going to get 250 milliliters, aka a cup, of this dry red wine. And I've been making sausage for the last couple hours. And there is another sausage I used this in earlier. Tastes pretty good. A dry red wine for you. 250. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. It's gonna have a pretty unique flavor profile. Get a little hint. If you don't have the book, here's a little hint. Guess the spices. Leave your guesses down in the comments down below. It's also gonna get you entered to win a sausage stuffer. Pop them in there. There's no cure in this sausage. No preservatives. Toss that around. This lovely ground pork. That smells yummy. Ooh, look at that. Get that out of there. What is it, Dunk? It's a tendon. That'll be chewy. Now it says to mix this regularly, so I don't think we're gonna aim for like protein extraction because, well, why not? Let's get some protein extraction going on, then add the wine. Okay, spices are nice and mixed. Let's add our cup of wine. It's gonna be quite a lot. That's 25% liquid added. Ooh, it smells fruity all of a sudden. This book is neat. It's like you get to travel the world via recipes. Like, I would never make this if it wasn't for this book and you guys watching, so I appreciate you guys watching this. It's fun for me to do. Hope you guys like it too. But this is like totally out of my wheelhouse. In the refrigerator for 3 days, mixing regularly. There we go. That's kind of what it looks like. Kind of looks like purple Play-Doh. See you in 3 days. All right, here we are to stir the Loukaniko every day. Every day. Infuse that wine flavor, it says.
So it looks like I had some audio issues here during the stuffing part. Basically all we're doing is we're getting it stuffed into the sausage stuffer into 29 32 millimeter natural hog casings. Another important step in this sausage I should mention here, because the audio got wrecked, is that after it's linked you have to poke a whole bunch of little holes with a needle, it says in the book, to allow the excess moisture to drip out. So I just used a very sharp knife and poked a bunch of holes in it. Alright, it looks like the audio problems persist, but those are the Loukaniko Pitsilas in the cold smoker, which is just a freezer with holes drilled in it. I got a big chief in there cranking out the hickory smoke is what I smoked these with. So they're going to get smoked real heavy for a couple of days, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I should make note that in the cold smoker, it never gets above 10 degrees Celsius, so it's nice and cool during the whole smoking process. Now it looks like I have forgotten or have lost the footage of them going into the chamber, the drying chamber, because they didn't go straight from cold smoking to finished. I did put them in the drying chamber until they achieved a 30% weight loss. After 30% weight loss, that's when I dive into them for the tasting test.
Okay, I've been waiting patiently, and the first of the fermented sausages is finished, the Loukaniko Pitsilas. Disclaimer, I wouldn't recommend making this one at home. It doesn't follow the North American food safety guidelines, so if you're just getting into this or you're following along, I wouldn't recommend making this. So hopefully that covers me for liability reasons. But what I think controls the bacteria in this one, obviously people have been making these for hundreds of years. But what controls the bacteria in this one is probably the wine, the acidity in the wine. There's enough wine in it that acid kills the bacteria and maybe allows lactic acid bacteria to build, and the smoking would prevent surface molds and such. And as you can see, we got no surface mold on these. I was looking at pictures just before I pulled these, and mine are pretty close to what the pictures look like. Theirs are a little darker, maybe their wine's a little darker or they smoke a little heavier, but pretty close, I think. So they smell quite smoky, and they smell like nice and tangy, like a fermented sausage should. So I'm kind of excited, but that's what my whole chamber's smelling like right now. So we'll see what the tongue says. So we have some nice firm texture. There's no case hardening. The inside looks quite dark. Doesn't have that bright cherry red cure look, because there is no cure, I think. Can't remember now, it's been so long. So they're kind of like a dark brown color, but it's definitely not like a spoiled dark brown. It's just dyed from the wine kind of thing. Doesn't look like smells pretty good. Sometimes when you run into spoiled salamis, you see that brown, gross looking color spread through the salami, but I don't think that's the case with these. Like I said, it's the wine. So finally, after about a month, Holy. That is so flavorful. A lot of smoke there. So if they smoke theirs heavier than mine, you would have quite a lot of smoke flavor. Gosh, I didn't even look at the recipe but before I started this. So what's coming across though is the wine and the smoke. But that's quite good. That's really good actually. It's got the nice firm texture of a salami, but the creaminess from the fat inside of there. The casings are a bit chewy, so I would like leave it out for a couple of days just at room temperature here to crisp up the skins. But yeah, the Loukaniko Pitsilas gets a thumbs up. Now I guess it's just probably the background and sausage training I've had, but if I were to remake this, I would put cure in it, and I wish I had a pH probe. It's on my wish list. Near future, hopefully. But I would probe it after that wine is in there, and I think it would probably have a low enough pH. I'm not too worried about the pH, but I'd put cure in there, and then I'd be totally happy and comfortable and safe eating this sausage. But I'm pretty sure we're safe. So overall, the Loukaniko Pitsilas gets a thumbs up from me. Really smoky. The wine comes across good. One more. Yes, that's so good. Really smoky. Anyways, guys, that's the Loukaniko Pitsilas, picked randomly from 1001 Sausage Recipes by Adam and Stanley Marianski. It is quite good.